They don't think. They just think like they think like, oh, rock stars are flying into places and being bussed into places, and they're sleeping in their bunks in the bus, and they have like everything is amazing. They're just drinking whiskey and it's all cocaine and blowjobs all the way.
I want to live that dream.
Right, right.
Oh, I want to lay down and pretend like that's my life, cocaine and blowjobs.
So like explain a little bit like what you guys have been going through and like just kind of how this tour is going and what's plotted out and where you guys are headed and all that kind of stuff.
Well, this tour is ending in St. Louis in about a week. We have been, I can tell you where we've been so far. Let me pull up my schedule. But it's so many different places and you drive so much that they literally have to write the city on my set list because I don't know where I'm at sometimes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so it
people
started,
are always like, "Oh, cool, you saw these places." And I'm like, "I saw a van and a hotel and a venue."
And a venue. And if we're
see
lucky,
nothing.
they give us a private bathroom.
Right. And if I need to
If
be
we're
on a
lucky.
podcast, a Starbucks.
Exactly. Exactly. You absolutely understand. So it started in Chicago, and then we went to Grand Rapids, and Madison, Wisconsin, then Milwaukee, Wisconsin, then Des Moines, Iowa, then Minneapolis, Omaha, Lawrence, Kansas, Wichita, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Then we had a day off in which we drove from Tulsa to Nashville,
Oh,
from Nashville to
Okay, so how
Greenville to
many
Raleigh.
shows in a row before the day off?
So it was about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 shows
So
a day
10
off, and
shows,
then
10 different cities before a day off. Just so everybody's aware of how this is.
and then we have another 13 shows in a row.
Yeah.
in a row.
Which is, I
No
mean,
day
that's
off.
awesome. That's a great tour. Like that's a lot of shows. That's very cool. Um,
Yeah.
Sometimes in that amount of time, people will do like 8 shows. You know what I mean? Like it'll be like, oh, we've got a show and then we have 2 days off and then we have 2 shows and then we have 3 days off and then we have 2 shows. So a lot of times, like I'll see things like that, or like people that are a little bit lower on the local thing will be like, okay, we're driving somewhere and we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday shows, and then we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, nothing to do. Wednesday, like an open mic, and then we've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday shows. So it's good that you've got that many shows. Like that's awesome because that's a goal and that's a place and that's a destination and that's income and that's like all those things. So that's
Yeah,
good.
because every day that we're not playing, we're still paying for van
Yeah.
rental, gas, salaries, hotels,
Yep.
Mhm.
and
And
everything else.
Yeah.
how big is
So
your crew?
it's not that big. So there's 6 in the band, and
Mhm.
we have a tour manager, and a merch person, and actually 2 merch people, but one of them acts as an assistant for me. I get
Okay,
mine.
cool.
So
So a relatively
yeah,
small crew, so that's good,
yeah,
right? But again, people, you guys got to realize that like all those people are getting paid every day, and if you're not getting paid on a day, that doesn't mean everybody else
You,
isn't.
you know what else they're doing? They're eating.
And they're eating, they're sleeping in a. We're not all sleeping in one room either.
Hmm.
I mean,
We might.
we might.
yeah.
We might.
So I think it's sometimes people lose that, and there should be a little bit more of a if you're questioning, should I go to this show, should I wait to see them the next time they come around, like how's the night feeling, like just remember that like it
The,
actually takes a lot to get to your town.
the
So
work that goes
so
into
go to the
getting
show.
there. Yeah.
Go to the show, support, and when you're there, be super loud and be super crazy in the audience because that's the payoff, and that
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 is,
is everything. So for all of you
yeah,
listening, like go to the show, be the person that makes everybody around you dance and get loud.
Yeah.
Nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd, and nobody wants to be
that's
first, so be first.
it's true.
And
And the I feel really lucky that we were able to string together this many shows.
Yeah.
But the drives are ridiculously long between some shows because a lot of the small venues have closed down.
Right.
COVID
Yeah.
wiped a bunch of them out. I think we talked
So
about
many.
this, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the existence of the large festival is kind of discouraged people to a certain degree from going to small club shows because they say, oh, I'll just see that band at the festival, or they spend all year saving up for that one
Yep.
big festival.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so they're just like, oh, I'm not going to spend any money at a club show. So, and then the clubs end up closing down, and then we have to route longer distances between clubs.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
order to get a tour together. So like this club has to be open on this night for a band. No
Yep.
one else can be booked there, and just like all the stars have to perfectly align in order to route a tour like this. And so
Yeah.
there's been some ridiculously long drives, and Matt, our tour manager, is just a little angel and just drives his little booty off. Bless his heart.
Oh, nice.
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
What's been the longest
Good boy.
what's been the longest commute so far?
Well, was it Tulsa to Nashville? Tulsa, Oklahoma to Nashville.
That's a
Because we had
journey.
day-
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had a day off in between, so we thought,
Okay.
oh well, we can.
Right. We
route
can kind of double that
long,
up.
But
So
it's
that's
hard
far.
because-
Jesus.
So for all of you who are hearing day off,
Right. Right. That just means
her
no,
day off was
That just means no awesome show where there's a
driving
payoff.
in the flat plains of
Right.
of wonderful Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Hopefully
That's-
finding
was-
some
it
good
was-
barbecue.
I've seen, yes, okay, so I got really good barbecue.
Nice.
Mhm.
And having the girls with me, we got a second car, just to kind of clear up some room in the van, and
Yeah.
also because I get a day room so that I can get ready in it, because
Sure.
there's some clubs have no green room whatsoever,
Right.
no privacy for me to change and put
Right.
on my wig and do all that stuff. So we get a day room. Usually it's what we call a murder hotel, very inexpensive.
Yeah.
So I go to the murder hotel
Right.
to get ready, and we'll like take that car and drive back and forth, or the girls will run the errands for the band or whatever it is we need. But so I've been riding with the girls in the car, in the second car, and it's just sort of turned into a girls' trip. Like we've been having
Nice.
so much fun.
How many girls?
Well, that's
are on
awesome,
the-
though.
how many girls are on the
It's-
trip with you?
So it's just us three. So
Okay.
it's me and two others,
Nice.
and it's been really fun. I mean, I do miss the guys. They always make me laugh, and we have so much fun together. But this has been a real treat. We've met baby alligators and gone to Buc-ee's for the first
What?
time. I went to my first Buc-ee's.
I went to my
We-
first Buc-ee's recently.
Just recently.
yeah.
Actually, we were in Birmingham, Alabama
Yeah.
for work,
Yeah.
and we found out about an hour before that tornadoes were hitting,
Yeah.
And
Our
our
work got
event-
canceled.
was canceled.
The event was
Oh,
canceled.
God.
And then
Yeah.
they were like, well, you can drive to Atlanta and hope to get out there, but the storm is heading that way. And we were
Right.
just like, we're in a Marriott. It's in Alabama.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, we went to a Buc-ee's for the first time.
How did you
and
feel about your first Buc-ee's experience?
It was wonderful.
It's pretty magical,
And-
right? Did you see the bathroom though? Because I didn't. And then when we left, they were like, "You didn't see the bathroom?"
No, what's tell me about
There's-
this.
Apparently,
Yeah,
it's
what-
super clean. I
Apparently-
didn't go in the bathroom myself. I was so
It's clean
excited
the
about
minute
the-
everyone leaves. Anyone leaves the bathroom, that bathroom is cleaned and automated and it's
Yeah.
turned into a magical place.
yeah.
I didn't realize. I was like, gas station bathroom? No, I didn't see it. Crazy, right?
Wow, maybe that's where I'll find my cocaine and hookers on the road.
Maybe that's
Little
where you.
Buc-ee's
Yep.
bathroom.
Maybe.
Just like
Buc-ee's
appear.
bathroom.